2, 1, 0.
Hey everybody, Greg Poirier, Bow Junkie Media. We are live here in Fresno at the Break the Barriers NFAA 3D Open. This is also the NFAA 3D Marked Nationals. It's almost time for shoot-offs, everybody. Do want to remind you that this weekend's coverage is brought to you by Break the Barriers, a fantastic organization doing tons of work for veterans and all kinds of people, able-bodied or not. Break the Barriers is a fantastic organization. Go check that out. So, shooting for today has concluded. Let's give you some results. We do have some shoot-offs and some of the other team events, but for right now, your male pro champion for the 3D Mark Nationals is Mr. Jesse Broadwater at an 1174. For those of you wondering, that's about 174 up on 101 targets. Gaius Carter takes second at an 1153. Congratulations to Gaius. Cole Frederick, the young man who shot a perfect 900 in Vegas, is in third. In our women's division, Toya Ellison wins at an 1152. Paige Pierce at an 1133, and then Tanya Jensen at 1128. So congratulations to Toya Ellison. Also, congratulations to Toya Ellison. She is your female pro NFAA Shooter of the Year. Jesse Broadwater came back to also win that title. Jesse Broadwater is the men's pro NFAA Shooter of the Year. On the senior side, Tim Gillingham not only wins the event, but he also wins the NFAA Senior Shooter of the Year as well. So we are getting started here for some shoot-offs. Basically, we have a team event and individual stuff happening, but one of the unique things about the left coast out here is the bare bows and the recurve folks have strong representation out here. So basically what we have on the trad side is in the team event, first place was Bradley Thompson and his partner Daniel Stafford. They shot a 1051 and they won $1,200. Trad shooters, $1,200. So don't sleep on the no cam folks. Second place was good friend Mr. Old Tom Daly and Alan Eagleton. They shot a 1044. They got $350. Third place was Gary McCain and Don Stocks. They shot a 1015, got $200. And in fourth place was George Popak and Rob Canham, and they shot a 978. They get $100. Now, those places are set. They're ready to go. By the way, everybody, like and share this live feed so that everybody can tune in. This is going to be a pretty exciting shoot-off as we start to progress and get these things explained. What these trad shooters are going to be shooting for right now, obviously the placements are determined, but they are going to each shoot one arrow closest to center. I believe that's at 50 yards, and they are going to be shooting for 2 Bear Grizzly recurve bows, 2 Southwest longbows, or 2 DZ Victory trad arrows. 2 dozen Victory trad arrows. So basically, what they're going to be doing is each one of these guys, you're going to have 8 guys step up. I believe it's about, maybe it's 30 yards. I believe the trad limit is 30 yards, and they're going to each shoot one arrow closest to center to determine who gets the 2 Bear Grizzly recurve bows, the 2 Southwest longbows, or the 2 dozen Victory trad arrows. So obviously, these events have a lot of participants in the trad community, and we're just kind of waiting to move some stuff around and get things going there. But we're going to let you take a look over there, and then I'm going to step up here and talk to Mike real quick.
While Bow Junkies get ready, again, we want to thank everybody for coming out. We want to thank our sponsors, of course. We want to thank our volunteers, our key staff. We have an amazing team that have built this again in 1 month. Thank you, Archers. Thank you, Bow Junkie, for being our media this weekend. And of course, our partners, thank you to the NFAA. Bruce, Brittany, Rachel, thank you so much for coming out.
All right, everybody. So we are out here. We're live right now. This is Jared. He's the CEO of Break the Barriers. We're live on the interwebs right now. So what do you think so far about this weekend?
Oh, it's been an incredible weekend. Thank you guys again for everyone coming out. Like I said, This took a lot for us to put it together, but we could not be more pleased with how it's ended. This is so exciting what's about to happen. I'm glad you guys stuck around. First, we're going to have the traditional shoot-offs, and then of course, the freestyle.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this started, folks. Like I said, we are starting with the traditional shoot-off. So we're going to let Jared start reading off these trad guys, and they're going to come out here and straight throw some trad bombs.
It's going to work. Top scorer got to choose their place, and then second, third, and fourth. First team member of their choice is going to step up on the platform. They get 1 arrow each. Closest to center at 30 yards is going to win it for their team. What they are shooting for. Third place is going to win D2 Victory traditional arrows. Second place is going to win Southwest longbows. And the first place team is going to win 2 Bear Grizzly recurve bows.
All right, folks, so these guys obviously are going to be stepping up there, shooting closest to center. 1 arrow per team mate. So you're going to have 8 shots down there, closest to center, to determine who gets some of these prizes. So this is going to be pretty exciting. Out here on the left coast, there is a good contingent of trad guys. So.
And here we go, closest to center.
All right, here we go. This is at the max 30-yard distance. As you can see, some of these guys are going to be string walking. Some of these guys, that's a pretty good shot right there. Right on the right side of the core line, up in the spine. Got arrows in the way there, so that's going to be the first 4.
Right, it's a good first round. Who's going to bring it home?
Here we go. Tom Daly there. He is a longtime NFAA councilman out here in California. He's been doing the sport a very long time. I did learn an interesting fact about Mr. Tom Daly there in the black, that he was the very first archer to shoot a 300 in Vegas with a release. Tom Daly at full draw. Good shot by Tom Daly. These guys are doing pretty good down there. Look at that. Max distance, trad shooters, and no one missed.
Walk on down, let's see.
All right, let's go check this out. Tommy's dad. So we got some pretty good shots down here. Tom Daly.
All right. Okay, number 1 is Tommy Daly, number 1.
So Tommy Daly and Alan Eagleton are going to... Tom Daly. Tom Daly.
Hey, Tommy Daly's dad.
True. Tommy Daly's dad.
Patriarch, right?
So they are now going to measure for the second prize.
You guys a little nervous up there, Tom, on the podium?
There.
Oh, yeah.
So here we go. They're measuring to see who's going to take the second prize there, which will be the 2 Southwest longbows.
You got it, Steve, or you need help?
So Gary McCain and Don Stocks will be second. All right, so they're pulling out now to determine who is going to get the 2 dozen victory trad arrows. All right, so Daniel Stafford and his partner, who actually won this event with Bradley Thompson, they're going to get the 2 dozen victory arrows.
I'm impressed that we all hit the target.
All right here.
Oh.
I'm here with Tom Daly. You've been doing this game for a while. Your son did give me a little interesting factoid today that you were the first archer to shoot a 300 in Vegas with a release.
That's correct. About 1970.
I was born in 1970.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you what, I shot my first arrow. I had no idea people were gathered behind me. And I shot my last arrow and I went in the middle and I heard all this clap and I turned around and I almost fell to the ground when I seen all those people there. I went, oh crap.
There you go. Now let's talk about this event. Great shot there. You guys are going to win the first of the bonus prizes. But
Yes.
talk a little bit about the traditional / bear bow, whatever word you want to put on it, folks. The no cam community out here on the West Coast. You guys have a great representation at all of these events, and it just seems like you guys have just a fantastic community that comes out and supports each other.
This event is so good for us. Me personally, I could shoot 100 yards. I shoot with the recurve. I'm good with that. But most of the longbow and recurve guys now, they want to shoot shorter distances. And at this tournament, he shortened the distance, and he drew a lot of recurve and longbow shooters. And I'm thrilled for him to do that. And I hope it really turns out that the ones that didn't come realize how nice this is for them. So yeah, the shoot is terrific, and of course, it's not quite like shooting in freestyle pro division. We're a little looser and a little jovey-dovey, because we're not like, well, we were shooting for a couple $1,000, but we weren't shooting for 50. So
All right.
you get just as nervous, though.
That's right. Great shooting, Tom.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, that's the trad life out here on the West Coast, folks. At all of these events, all these safari events out here on the West Coast, you will see a pretty good contingent of trad folks out there shooting these events. Obviously, Tom has been around for, well, like we said, he shot the very first 300 in Vegas with a release in 1970, and I was born in 1970, so I'm going to tell you that was about 50 years ago. So that's pretty good. All right, so the trad guys are done. So now we are going to sit down. All right, hey everybody, I'm back. Look at that guy. So now we are going to have a shoot-off in the team event. Basically what we have is Tim Gillingham and Luke Johnson won the event in the teams outright at a 1,200. So they shot 600 each day. They won first outright. Now, at an 1192, we have three teams. We have Brady Ellison and Toya Ellison. Yes, you heard that right. We have Dave Cousins and Gaius Carter, and Mark O'Mell and Shane Warland. So these guys, now keep in mind, I believe it's Shane, is an amateur, and he shot a 580 and a 584 this weekend. That's baller status. That would have made the podium in the pro. So that is great shooting by that young gentleman right there. But so basically what's going to happen is these three teams are going to step up, and they're each going to shoot one arrow closest to center at 82 yards on the dragon that you see there, or you will be seeing there on screen. So that one right there. So that dragon is at 82 yards, and so all six of these folks are going to shoot one arrow closest to center to determine second, third, and fourth. Then we're going to regroup, and then we're going to get into a super unique portion of this competition where Break the Barriers threw in a bunch of extra money, and teams 5 through 8 will all shoot one arrow closest to center for a $1,500 bonus, and teams 1 through 4 will shoot one arrow closest to center for $4,000 additional dollars. So this is quite a thing here. So here we go. We got three of these gentlemen up there. Now, obviously, they've been shooting pretty decent distance the whole weekend. I can tell you that I did step on those shooting stands, and they're incredibly stable. So here we go. So looks like Gaius Carter hits dot. So Gaius hits a 9 o'clock dot. We got one just off.
Must have been a good shot.
And then we got one out there to the left. So here we go. Dave Cousins, obviously legendary archer, steps up there. He's been in this position a lot. And, of course, he's shooting with Shane, who's behind him. Shane, the amateur, shot a tremendous score this weekend. And, of course, on the end is Toya Ellison. Toya's been shooting fantastic the last month and a half. Absolutely fantastic. So at this point, of the first 3 arrows, we have one in the proverbial dot that they were scoring this weekend. So as you can see, there's multiple small rings inside the middle there. Those are disregarded, but could be used for closest to center, of course. Oh, so looks like, and that's actually Mark O'Mell is the one that shot the big score, and he absolutely pounded it. So right now, it was not Shane, it was Mark O'Mell. I couldn't see his jersey, but right now, Mark O'Mell and Shane Warland are looking like they're in a good spot for second. Let's see what Toya Ellison can do. She hits a dot, but it looks like it's going to be Mark O'Mell.
Great shot. Okay, officials, if we can go check. Tommy Jr.
All right, so we're going to get some guys to go down there and
right,
measure these arrows up. But it looks right now, from the looks of things, it looks like Mark O'Mell, who was the amateur that shot the 580 yesterday and the 584 today, has the closest arrow to the middle. After that, it's going to be close between Gaius Carter and Toya Ellison. Now, mind you, this is not for the bonus money. This is just for second, third, and fourth place seeding in the team event, which there is money involved in the team event as well. So once this is positioned, once this second, third, and fourth in the team event are determined, then we're going to get into the Break the Barriers bonus money. But while they're going down there, let's give you the results from the NFAA 3D Marked Nationals and NFAA Shooter of the Year. In the male pro, Jesse Broadwater is your 2020 NFAA Shooter of the Year and your 2020 NFAA 3D Marked Nationals champion. Second place in the 3D Marked Nationals is Gaius Carter, and then Cole Frederick, the young man who shot a perfect 900 in Vegas. In the women's side, once again, congratulations on both winning the NFAA 3D Marked Nationals and the Shooter of the Year, Toya Ellison. Second place in the 3D Marked Nationals is Paige Pierce, and third place is Tanya Jensen. Tanya only 5 points off of second place. Unfortunate incident she had with the sight at the 101-yarder, where she ended up scoring a 0 because her sight had moved, and so here we go.
These teams out there are just shooting for placement for first through fourth place.
And, of course, in the senior division, Tim Gillingham won today, so he is the 3D Marked Nationals champion in the senior, and he will, of course, win the NFAA Shooter of the Year as well. So just want to remind everybody that this weekend's coverage is brought to you by Break the Barriers. Like and share this live feed so everybody can tune in, see what's going on out here at Break the Barriers in Fresno, California. Fantastic organization doing amazing work. This archery event, of course, went off without a hitch. Archery is one of 27 sporting type events that Break the Barriers works with folks on. We went to their headquarters the other day. If you go to the top of this page, that pinned video, that was our tour along with Mr. Jesse Broadwater of the Break the Barriers headquarters. Just a great organization. If you want to get involved with Break the Barriers, I would strongly encourage it, and thank you for that. Whether it's a financial donation or volunteering, obviously it takes a tremendous amount of work to do what they do, and they're not just helping people here in Fresno, they're helping people all over the world.
We have 5th through 8th place for
So here we go.
Okay, in 5th place.
Fifth place
Your spot. We have
is Jesse Broadwater and Blair Sandberg. Yes, Blair Sandberg, the original Bee Stinger guy that I worked with over a decade ago. Yeah, that guy. He shot with Jesse out here. It was pretty awesome. In 6th is Braden Gillentine and Tanya Jensen. In 7th is Tommy Daly and Mark Rubio. And in 8th is Ryan Farron and Sam Viernan, I think. But those guys are going to come up here, and they're going to get in position. They are basically going to be shooting for a $1,500 bonus. Now, I don't have the money. I don't have the money payouts for down in those team numbers quite yet because I don't think they've computed them yet. But one note: the fifth place team, because this is fifth through eighth, the top seeded team here is going to get to pick which platform they shoot from. At 82, 83 yards, there's really not a lot of wind going. I don't think sun should be an issue, but they will get to pick their shooting location. So, and obviously, as you can see, Blair and Jesse are two of the nicest guys in the world. They couldn't make up their mind if their life depended on it. So they're both up there trying to ask each other, what do you want? No, what do you want? No, what do you want? So eventually the crowd's going to start chanting, just make a decision. But that's pretty much what it's like trying to go out to dinner with Jesse and Blair.
Okay, next up is Tommy Daly and Mark Rubio.
So then here we go. So these guys are all going to be selecting their placements.
All right, and Ryan and Sam.
So where's Ryan and Sam at?
Okay.
I'm not sure Ryan and Sam were expecting to be shooting as they are trotting across there in front of the ambulance to get their bows. So the walk of shame goes to Ryan Farron and Sam Veerman. The literal walk of shame in front of everybody. Let's make sure we get over there on them so that their walk of shame is well chronicled. But so they were gently watching the shoot off, and then their names were called out, and they looked at each other like, "Say what?" So there they had to trot down. That's going to be good for the heart rate. But nonetheless, they're still in the mix for $1,500. So now, obviously, in a shoot-off like this, you know, you look at someone like Jesse Broadwater, you look at someone like Braden Galantine, Tanya Jensen, you know, they have years and years of experience at doing this on the world-class level. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. We just saw Mark O'Mell win the second place shoot-off against Dave Cousins, Gaius Carter, Brady Ellison, Toy Ellison. So that is not necessarily a given. However, in this kind of situation, you definitely want to see what might be. Now, on the end there behind Jesse Broadwater is Tommy Daly. Now, Tommy Daly has actually shot off in Reading against Jesse Broadwater before, I believe for fourth place, maybe a decade or so ago. So don't sleep on Tommy Daly. He can get it done.
Make sure, pro freestyle shooters, you stick around for your fancy belt buckles and your placement.
All right, so here we go. This is there's not a whole lot of wind up here. Obviously, there's the tent that we're under is blocking the vast majority of the wind. So if there is any wind, it's going to be either right as it goes over where they were parking or up at the Dragon. But so not sure what everybody's waiting for, but
Here we go.
all right, here we go.
Closest center wins it all.
Sam Veerman to full draw. Hope I'm saying that right. Tommy Daly, low 8. Veerman just off. And Tanya Jensen just out the left. So no dots per se out there yet. No 12s. Here comes Jesse Broadwater. He's been in this position a timer 100. That's a pretty long hold there for Mr. Broadwater. Sends it. Oh, that's a big miss for Jesse there out the high right. That was probably not not sure if you can hear what everybody was the moan that came from the crowd. I think folks were expecting a little different result from Jesse there, but anyway, Jesse misses at 1 o'clock. So here we go. It's going to come up to the teammates now, and we got Mark Rubio, who's been shooting on the left coast here a lot. Blair Sandberg, who pretty much has never been doing anything like this, but Braden Galantine, obviously with a wealth of experience, and Ryan Farron down here on the end. So if history is any indication, Braden Galantine's going to get it on and get it gone. Correct. And Braden hits a solid tweener at 4. That's another good shot right there from Mark Rubio. just low right there for Ryan Farron. And then we got Blair Sandberg here, who's fashionably late. Going to be our last shooter. Probably not the scenario that my buddy Blair was hoping for, to be shooting all by himself here at the last minute. Let's just see what Blair can get done down there. Make some magic happen, B. This would probably be the greatest story in the history of archery right here. Oh, misses high left right there. So it looks like we're gonna have some pretty close arrows there with Braden Galantine and Sam Farron. So let me get back in my position here so I can do what I'm told. But looks like we have two close arrows down there. It's going to be between Sam and Braden Galantine. From what you can see on screen, that's what we can see. They look pretty close.
All right, Mike and Heather have it.
So it would not surprise me to see those two teams have to reshoot. Just throwing that out there. I mean, are they going to split it down to the millimeter, or are they just going to call it close enough? And so the archers have went down to the target, and so if we pan over there, we can see that the pros have actually went down to the target. So that will most definitely be a factor in how this arrow call goes. I'm just going to throw that out there. Let's just keep it real. So previously they didn't go down for the other archers did not go down for the arrow call, but with this kind of money at stake, obviously the pros want to go down and make sure what's good is good and lobby as necessary. Now, I would have walked down there with them, but my wireless mic wouldn't work that far anyway, so all you would have heard was August getting mad. So, all right, so they're getting out not sure if they're using a ruler or a T-square or what exactly they're using. So we will we'll see what they come up with. Like I said, Braden had a good arrow there at 4 o'clock, and Sam had a good arrow there at 6. So hard to eyeball from this distance, but obviously Mike Hernandez has tournament experience, has shot quite a few of these, so he definitely. So there we go. He's turning around talking to him. I'm not sure what he. I just read his lips, and he said it's that close. So they're calling Tommy Daly up there, who obviously has been shooting at a highly competitive level for a long time. It'll be all fine and good until they make a call, and then we might see some more action going on. So anyway, while we're anxiously waiting here, be sure to like and share this live feed to support Break the Barriers. Want to thank everybody for coming out to the Break the Barriers BTB NFAA 3D Open. Also this year, the NFAA 3D Mark Nationals. Obviously, with everything going on, they had over 400 archers, which is a pretty good turnout, everything considered.
Tommy Daly and Mark Rubio took the $1,500.
What?
Great shot, Mark.
Oh, didn't even see that arrow down there. Look at that. Wow. So it was Mark Rubio's arrow down there at 6, not Braden's. So good for Tommy Daly and Mark Rubio. Let's get out here and we will have a chat with them once they get back up here. But with all those arrows down there, that was Mark Rubio's arrow. Good for Mark. He's a left coast guy that's been doing this for a hot minute. And of course, Tommy Daly. Now, Tommy Daly and Mark Rubio are also two of the gentlemen that were populating and reconciling all the team scorecards from this event. They also are part of the Outlaw Archers Tour. So if you're on the left coast and you like to shoot team events, go check out the Outlaw Archers for sure. All right, so I'm going to get a quick word. Well, looky here. looky here. The left coast boys
All right, freestyle shooters,
come
make
through
sure
in the
you
mix.
stick around
So,
for
all right,
others.
guys, how exciting was that, Mark?
Oh, that was fun. That was a kick. The whole weekend was a kick. I had a great time. They put on a great shoot here, and I got to shoot with some great people, so it was fun.
Absolutely. All right, Tommy, you've been in this position quite a bit. I was talking about your old Jesse Broadwater stories. I even hit your dad up about the first 300 in Vegas with a release, which was in 1970 when I was born. So, not to date myself, but you've been doing this at a high level for a long time. So, obviously starting the family, doing the adulting thing, you've been not so much. So, talk to us a little bit about that kind of competitive juices right out of the gate.
Yeah, it was tough. We haven't done that in quite a while. Reading we didn't shoot this year, so we didn't do any of it this year. So it gets definitely exciting, that's for sure.
Congratulations, guys. All right, that's Mark Rubio and Tommy Daly right there. So now we're going to move on to the top 4. Now, mind you, that 5 through 8 right there, they were shooting for $1,500 additional dollars that Break the Barriers put up. Break the Barriers put up that money on top of the money for the team event. So huge deal for the Break the Barriers to continue that team event.
This is for
So here we go.
$4,000.
So this right here is for $4,000. One arrow, just like that. We got Tim Gillingham and Luke Johnson, who won the event. Brady Ellison and Toya Ellison. Dave Cousins and Gaius Carter. And Mark O'Mell and Shane Warland. Now, so let's be real here, folks. Mark O'Mell, who shot amazing this weekend, shot a 580 and a 584, stepped up there and smashed this to take second place for him and his partner. So now the question is, he has a good mark. Tim Gillingham, of course, had stepped back here on the practice range and shot 700 arrows before this to make sure that he was ready to roll. But the question is, how will the amateur Mark O'Mell be able to do it again? Brady Ellison, of course, the Olympian, can't give him too many chances at a one arrow closest to center deal without him being able to deliver. Gaius Carter, who took second in the NFAA event with legendary partner Dave Cousins. So we got a lot of good archers up here. Tim Gillingham's partner Luke Johnson also won the amateur event at the OPA. So there's a lot of talent up on that up on those podiums right now. All right, here we go. 82 yards at the Dragon. This is the BTB NFAA 3D Open, also the NFAA 3D Mark Nationals. All right, here we go. So we will obviously be posting it later when we find out what the exact payouts are for this money event. But this particular shoot-off right now is for a bonus $4,000. So that's on top of the others. So one arrow closest to center. So winning the event is cool. Winning the event is neat.
Teammate step up
But if the fourth place team can come through and shoot one in the middle for $4,000, that's pretty handy as well. So all right, here we go. So Shane Warland at full draw, Gaius Carter, Luke Johnson, pretty much everybody at full draw here. Gaius just got the dot at 9. Oh, Luke Johnson piped it. Luke Johnson just stroked this 82-yard dot, like literally dead center, folks. That's pretty much going to be impossible to beat. Literally, that's going to be pretty hard to beat. Great group down there, but Luke literally put one right in the squish. That was as good as it gets.
All right, who's going to bring it home? 4 more
Wow.
arrows for $4,000.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
I mean, I don't want to call this one a wrap, but it would seem to me that Tim Gillingham and Luke Johnson pretty much got this wrapped up right there. But let's see what Dave Cousins and Mark O'Mell can do. Toya, of course. I think Tim's just waiting. He might not even shoot. He's pretty wore out. There goes Dave Cousins. Ooh, good shot from Dave. No. Tim Gillingham says good, but not quite good enough. So here we go. Dave and Tim are having some chatter going back and forth. Mark O'Mell. Just off at 1.
All right, that's it.
So here's Tim. No.
I was going to cut Tim off.
All right, Tim Gillingham wants to be fashionably late here, so let's see what Tim can do. See if Tim can. It might not matter. Oop. Tim with a little. Tim with a double clutch. Not sure where I think Tim shot it in the face. If I'm.
All right.
So, if I'm.
Guys. Travis. This is going to be a tough one.
So let's see what.
You want to walk over there?
What did? Let's zoom down there and see what Tim did there. I think he shot it in the face. After a double clutch, I think Tim shot it in the face. So we're going to, we'll have to see how things wash out down there, but let's get down there. Got a couple close arrows there with, I don't think Dave Cousins' arrow, which is a good arrow. That's a good X by Dave Cousins. I don't think that's going to beat out Luke. So Tim, of course, thinking he didn't really have to shoot. Yeah, apparently Tim shot the dragon right in the forehead. So yeah, it's confirmed. Tim pretty much shot that thing about 3 inches high left of its left eye. So he shot it right in the forehead. So obviously, as you can see, Luke Johnson and Tim Gillingham are not only going to win the event, they're also going to win the $4,000 bonus. So that's going to be quite the payday there for. That's going to be quite the payday for Tim Gillingham and Luke. Still up there basking in the ambiance.
All right, everyone.
Good shooting, this guys. Good shooting. All right, we'll wait for Tim Gillingham and Luke Johnson to get back down here.
All right, let's give a round of applause for
That's
Tim
loud.
Gillingham and Luke Johnson.
That's pretty loud. But all right, let's wait for them to.
Congratulations, guys. That's $4,000 for one shot.
So Tim actually wants that arrow back. So I wonder if it would be spectacular to literally live stream Tim Gillingham falling off the top of a dragon. Well, obviously Tim Gillingham has proven the structural integrity of that target. So, good shot, Dave. Yeah. So, all right, we will wait for Tim and Luke to get down here and have a quick chat with them.
Okay.
But
just a
so
second,
that's
we're going to do a quick chat with Bo Junkie with Tim and Luke. Tim and Luke, while they're walking
All
over.
right, let's. So, like I said, Luke had won the amateur at the OPA, so don't think Luke's some sort of secret. Luke shoots incredibly well. So,
Okay, team
this was
traditional. We're ready for awards.
all right. Here they come. All right. Sometimes you got to raise your voice. It's just how it works sometimes, especially with Tim, the forehead shooting dingus. All right. So you guys come into this. The camera's behind you, brother. So Tim's new. So you guys come into this weekend, shoot back-to-back 600s, win the team event, and obviously that's awesome. But then you guys come into the bonus. And I was talking on that, obviously Tim won the OPA, but Luke, who some folks might not know, you also won the amateur at the OPA. So talk to us a little bit about that winning shot.
I had to make it and focused and followed through and stroked it. I mean, that's what it comes down to, just focused.
All right. So, all right, Tim, this is one of your proteges. You have many in the sport, but, obviously with the OPA win coming out and getting that done, talk to us a little bit about Luke's growth underneath your tutelage.
Well, Luke was a young kid the first time I seen him. He come across the street and introduced himself, seen all the 3D targets in the backyard. We moved in the neighborhood, and he's, kind of been around ever since. And he hadn't got a lot of opportunity to go out and shoot, but I've always known he's a pretty good shot. And he's really kind of, I was, at OPA, I was wondering how he'd, hold his medal, and he did really exceptionally well. And, he covered me a lot today. I mean, he stepped up to the plate a lot today. I don't feel like I shot overly well this weekend, but, we teamed up really well, and, it's pretty exciting.
All right, so let's talk about, it happens every event, folks. Don't worry, it's totally normal. The sun comes up, someone walks through, it's just how it works. So talk to us a little bit about you and Dave having a little chirping action up there after that shot.
Well, we were talking to the guys down there, and I'm like, hey, if he pipes it dead center, I'm shooting in the forehead. And they're like, yeah, right. I said, I'm serious. I couldn't believe he piped it dead freaking center. I was like, are you kidding me?
So he pretty much called your bluff, so you had to.
Yeah, I'm game. Kind of a Jeff Hopkins move. He'd have probably done it before the middle, but
or he would have shot that truck over there. But talk to us a little bit about this Break the Barriers event. Obviously, it's good to see shooters of your guys' caliber come over. But talk to us a little bit about the overall event.
Well, I think I think this was a really good location for an event. I think the guys put a ton of work into this range, and this range has some massive potential. I mean, they could put a beast of a shoot on here. I mean, first year I've been here, the yardages were pretty short, but they were still challenging. They have different types of challenges when they're shorter. Lighting was tough. The sun was rough this morning when we were looking up into it. So you have to kind of be prepared for a little bit of everything. These guys did a wonderful job. I think they have a wonderful mission in life, and we all need to support our veterans. We all need to stand behind the guys that paid the ultimate sacrifice, the guys that stand up for our country, because without them, we would have nothing.
Absolutely, I agree. Great shooting this weekend, Timmy.
All right, thanks, Greg.
All right, Luke, I know you're a man of few words, but congratulations, brother.
Hey, thanks again. I appreciate it.
All right. That's Tim Gillingham and Luke right there. They not only won the team event, but then came out and won the 4,000 deal too. Great job, guys. August. It's all good. All right, everybody. This is August Peters, and for those of you that know, August has been working with us since 2016.
Okay,
but
we're gonna do the team awards
August
for
is
the
moving on to greener pastures, so he is not going to be gone from Bow Junkie forever, but he will not be working with us full time anymore. He is he is broadening his horizons. But I just wanted to say thanks for everything, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. It's been really cool to watch it grow from what it was back in 15, 16, running around, building everything off the iPhones, all the research and hard work we had to do to get everything, together and where we're at now. So I might not go far, but you won't see me at most of the events, but I won't, like I said, I might not go far.
All right, we love you, bro. Thank you. All right. All right, everybody. Now I'm getting into my feels. So that's going to be it, everybody, from the Break the Barriers NFAA 3D Open and the NFAA 3D Mark Nationals. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We love you guys. That's a wrap for the season. Love, peace, and chicken grease.